Right then, new year and a new start to the Amarok. We're going to start doing some stuff to it. We seem to have a twin version in at minute as well for some reason, and we seem to have one booked in, or maybe even two booked in every week for the foreseeable, it looks, I think, so they prove to be pretty popular. Hopefully what we're talking about now is going to be quite a popular upgrade as well. We've got a few people sort of saying as soon as you're sorted, we want it for the, they've got RVs, so like big fifth wheel RVs, or they're towing big caravans, and a few people towing big plant equipment as well. So the main thing that this video is going to be about is the air ride and the handbrake side of the upplating. We'll link to the blog if it's ready for what we're actually doing and what weight should end up with and everything, because we did a video on that, the first video, and it maybe got a little bit confusing and I don't want to do it on a video again, so we've done some pictures and stuff, but basically we're going to be upplating this from 6 to 7 ton gross train weight, which is going to make it a lot more usable. So first job is going to be the airbags. So to increase the rear carrying capacity, especially when you're towing, obviously you're adding a ton pretty much to the back wheels, or at least you're asking the back end to do the work of another 1,000 kilos. You need to add some airbag assisters. So this is what you can see is probably the cheapest kit that you're going to get type approved, which is what we need to do to get this done properly. So this is a full TUV certified kit, but the reason this is sort of cheaper is because the control system is literally just that, left, right. So we'll put the ramp up and we'll have a quick look, because that makes more sense. So this is basically what we've got to do. And I've not worked out exactly which way around and which way everything's going to be going, but basically this bag is going to replace this bump stop, so it acts as a bump stop when it's not got much in it, but when you've got a fair bit of weight in the back, you'll put 20, 30, 40, 50, maybe even up to 60, I'd have to look at instructions to see what the maximum is, PSI in there, and that is going to help your rear end stay stable when you've got the extra weight in. So that's that, but the control side of things, initially, we're just doing this sort of quickly to get it through the approval, but we're going to probably put that somewhere around here. You know, it could be anywhere around here, wherever we can get to, we'll drop it down and see where's best. But basically, all you'll do then, this is just literally a tyre valve, and you just blow it up, and away you go. Obviously, if you've got the weight offset, you can blow them up independently, which works pretty good. The next step up from that is a sort of upgraded manual system with some gauges. So we'll go have a look at what they're like. So we've got them on our T5 and our Crafter. And then when the other stuff comes, we'll talk about the fully updated, we'll talk about the fully automatic setup that we're going to put on this, which is quite a bit more expensive, but it's just fit and forget. It's going to maintain a level ride out. So if you want to move something in your trailer, you don't have to then go back and nudge away. But this is what you need to get it through the type approval. So we've got two different systems on these. This one on the T5, we made all the setup ourselves because nobody does one for this Alco chassis for some reason. That's annoying. Always says it wants coolant. That's why we need a new engine. So this has got individual, so we've got it here. Somebody's put labels on upside down, but imagine it, you could have it in your dashboard or wherever. So literally, if you want to go down, you let it out. If you want to go up. So this, we normally run it with probably a couple of bar in, something like that, so it's just 28, 29 PSI. There we go. Not very easy to get to, but this is the problem with running this type of thing inside the car. You end up with pipes and wires and stuff going all over, so obviously for the first setup we weren't really too bothered. So what you pay less for in parts, you end up paying a little bit more in labour as well. So we've not quite worked out exactly how much all this stuff's going to cost at the minute, but there'll be costs when it's all sorted and it's all on the website. There'll be a cost from the entry-level kit plus labour, and then there'll be a sort of higher-end kit plus the labour, and there'll probably not be much difference, even though there's more work in the other one in some respects, but there's more parts as well. So we'll see, we'll figure that out. So next thing, I just need to get them fitted. Start with this side then. There we go, that's bumped over guys. I think if I had 4 hands, I'd just be able to do this easily.
Pressure out of these tyres. So I'm going to put these tyres out. These tyres are 17 inch and they're down
17 inch, yeah. 17 inch. So the airbags are on, and as you could see, I've got a little helper. Boris has gave me some free slave labour, which is good. So the airbags, pretty straightforward with this setup, which would be easier when we get the automatic kit sorted. Why has that started getting noisy when I've gone near it? I didn't even touch you. Stop. We're changing all these PCLs for new ones anyway. Stop making noise. So this is where we are. At the minute, this has got like half a bar in, 7.5, just less. You only need a tiny bit of air in these to do it. But I don't know, I'll put the full 45 PSI in, which is the maximum you're meant to run in this setup. I'll do it, which side do you want to look at? Do you want to watch it go up? It seems to go up quite a bit. Tell me when you're ready. Yeah, that's 45. I'll do it other side if you want to do it other side. There, so it does lift. Is there a leak somewhere? No, it's not. Sound like there's a leak coming from it, can? Yeah, it's got 41 in that. This case, that's 35. Need to jack them up a bit more, and I'll do some. It's not too critical to be exact, but I don't want to be going mental either. Literally one little. Still only 40 in that one. You don't need a lot of air. Yeah, bang on 45. So that's got 45 in. Makes massive difference to how much it jacks it up. And this has got no weight in at all. So we'll do another test. I've not got it ready yet, but I'm going to get a pallet that weighs about a ton, maybe a little bit more if we can, and we'll drop that in and see what difference that makes to the ride out. It shouldn't really move it too much now, and then but we'll measure that, because I need to, when I get the self-leveling, I want to see what difference it makes. I don't want to be leaving it jacked right up and having 50, 60 psi in them to keep it self-leveled. I don't know if it'll have a gauge on there. I'd have to double check. But we'll try it with a weight in, and we'll see how that works out, and then we'll drop the pressure out and see what difference it makes, and see. I think a ton in the back of this. I think I've had just over half a ton in it maybe, and it sinks it quite a bit. So putting a ton in should, when you've got no air assist, should drop it quite a lot. So there's a reason why we've done this. The other thing that I wanted to show you, Jesus, it does jack it up. It's gone mental. We're all learning together here. I'm looking at this for the first time. So the other thing that we've had to do, which this is the rough sort of prototype installation. I've got a proper button coming. It should have been here by now, but it's not coming. So literally, the handbrake's off. If I press this button, there you go. The handbrake's on. But how we've worked this, you can still pull that off. That's still got a bit of slack in it. So if you get it to like there, you can see, you can just turn it off. And the light's still on, the handbrake's still on. Drop it off, pull it on, drop it off. So you can, this is literally how we've worked it. This is to meet the type approval. We've got to have a certain amount of handbrake force, which from the testing I've done, you'll not get that force to even register on a brake roller unless you've got the full ton in the back. So we'll see how that works out when we get onto the brake rollers. Maybe that'll be part of this video, I don't know. But in normal use with this, you can choose normal handbrake. You don't have to use this electronic one, but then when you know you're going to park it on an hill or whatever, you can press that and you know you're not going to roll away. So we've got a bit of setting and a bit of playing about to do before that's 100%. Then we've got to get the approval. Then we can start rolling it out. So things are happening a bit later than I wanted them to. This has been a lot of work. Just to get this to do what we want it to do has been a lot of work. So we shall see. So maybe this is the end of the video. If it is, hopefully it's been interesting. If it's not, we'll get it in, get a bit more testing done and see how the ride out's affected and how the handbrake's affected and stuff like that. But hopefully that's going to happen like today or tomorrow. So this pallet weighs probably 1100 kilos, something like that. But yeah, we'll see how it squashes it. So that's with no pressure in rear bags, or like half a bar like you're meant to run. So we'll put the full 50 in, if I can get in it, okay. So this is left one. Just have to check it, 'cause this gear don't believe a word. Just check it. That's still not enough. It's like when my dad used to feed me twice. Both got 50 in. So I'll just lift it up and put it down again, and you can see the difference when it's got the pressure in. Stop beeping. It still sinks a little bit. There we go, that's that. So now we'll go around to the MOT station and see what difference the electronic handbrake makes. Ah no, it just ain't in. Go! So we're going to stick it in rollers now. I'm not going to run through the test because we're going to do a full brake test. I need to get a recording of it and ideally print it out. But then what we'll do, I'll do it again and I'll show the difference in the handbrake and the push button because we can use both together anyway. So we'll let Daz do his thing. We'll go from there. So, as you can see, these are each corner. So this is the front's here. So this weren't stamping as hard as you could stamp on it. You've just got to get a decent amount of force on there. The rear is what we're more interested in. So that's using the foot brake, and then the parking brake combined gave us 773, which I believe we need to be 750, which there's calibration issues between each one, but we can still get a little bit more. We can adjust the controller a little bit more if we need it, but I'm happy where that is. This weight as well, it says it's 3708. This is a little bit out. I've been to a weighbridge beforehand and we should be bang on with me sat in it. Daz is a bit fatter than me, but it should be 3500 or thereabouts. So happy with that. So what we'll do now, we'll jump in and we'll show the difference in how much effort you have to physically put in to make the handbrake work, and we'll go from there. So if I pull the handbrake now, I'm not very strong, but I'm getting 190 a side, something like that, 190 kilograms a side. So then, if I press this red button, which is not turned all the way up, that got me straight to 380 per wheel. Take it off, and on again, 380 per wheel. Yeah, 370, 380 per wheel. So to get that much force, I'll see if I can get it using, if it does it again. So then, there, just got past that, so that's just got to 400, which that's probably, that's 10 clicks. There, just got it to ride out and kill Danny. So yeah, you can get the force required, but you need to use both hands, which not ideal. So this is going to replace with something better. we've tried a few options and it's not worked, so that's not as easy as we wanted it to be. But yeah, we'll sort that out and maybe we'll sneak that in at the end. So cheers. So this is an update that's come after we've done a few other videos, but this video's been held up by the release of the 7-ton conversion that's not quite happened just yet. So everything's set up on this vehicle to do it. We're just waiting for a bit of paperwork and a little bit of testing, but everything's getting in the way of that getting sorted. It's out of our hands now, so if you're waiting with bated breath for this 7-ton thing, I do apologise, but this will be the first one that does the 7-ton, and we've got a queue a mile long of people that want it. So hopefully it's not too long. If you're wanting something in between, we can upplate these to 6,400 kilogram gross train, but that doesn't increase the towing capacity. It only increases the capacity of the vehicle to the full 3.5 ton, and then you get a little bit more on the rear axle to be able to tow a little bit more, but it's not enough to warrant messing about. To do that, you only have to fit the rear bags and do the upplating, but the full 7-ton, which is what we're wanting to do for people that are towing proper trailers, not just fifth wheel trailers, that is coming pretty soon. So there'll be an update as soon as we've got it, but hopefully now Danny can rest and all the rest of the videos that we've done can be released. So stay tuned. There's a blog in the description below. Hopefully it'll be updated soon.